finding yourself in this supported fish pose, either with the blanket rolled underneath your upper back or on your blocks. So just for the benefit of the recording, the blanket underneath will come just sort of at the bottom of your shoulder blades, maybe the middle, and your head will come onto the floor, the arms out to a T. Your legs can go straight, or you can bend the knees and bring the soles of your feet together if that feels nice. But don't focus on the legs right now, just focus on your breath. So the theme of heart opening is because, I'm taking that really because heart opening poses really help to change our physical bodies from the habitual patterns that we take with all our forward folding and our sitting. So they're a really good way of becoming more open and spacious and counteracting those positions. But they also help us to open up ourselves to the world around us and to become a little bit more compassionate. So they work towards the energetic body. And so that's why we're taking this today. Other ways that you can open through the heart space are breath techniques, so deep and slow pranayama. So taking that samavriti, so that equal breath. You can start to take that now if you like. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, filling the lungs so that you feel the belly rise a little bit. You feel the ribs actually expand outwards as the chest rises as well. And then when you empty everything out, you feel everything coming inwards. So making time to practice this will also really be beneficial. And then another way of practicing heart opening is finding a meditation practice. And I encourage you, if you like to do a meditation, to have a look at loving kindness meditation. You can find them on most apps, or otherwise it's known as Metta, M-E-T-T-A meditation. So just tune in with your body and your breath as we're here, just for another few breaths here, just to really become well, just arrive here on your mat. Take one more breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Slowly, if your knees are apart, your feet are together, just bring your hands down and bring your knees in towards each other. If your legs are straight, just bend your knees and then slowly roll up and off, so either onto the side or come up to a seat. And cross your knees and find yourself in a tabletop position. Welcome everybody. Move the props to the side. Make sure you've got your strap next to you. You'll need it later on. So let's just take a few cat and cows, really moving into the spine, finding that little heart opening as you inhale. You're coming into a cow position, the heart lifts, press the ground with your hands. Exhale, round the body, press the ground away, rounding through the upper back, look between your knees. Take two more with your slow, deep breaths, breathing in, finding that samavriti, that equal breath, and breathing out. And one more here, inhaling. Finding that lovely long length in the front of the body. And exhaling as you press the ground away, taking that counter stretch into your cat pose. And find that neutral spine, so that central point, still having a light engagement of your belly towards your spine. And then stretch your right leg back, lifting the right leg up. So just getting a little bit of core stability. Hug the inner thighs in, don't lift that right hip higher than your left. Try and keep them equal. And reach the left arm forwards. So taking this bird dog, this is called. So breathe in here, lengthening, back and forwards. And exhale, tap the elbow and the knee. Just taking two more times like this. Inhale, really stay as still as you can in the middle of your body. Exhale to tap. One more, breathe in to lengthen. And exhale to tap. Lovely everyone. Inhale, lengthen here. And then bend that back knee. Do your best reach around with your front hand and grab a hold of the foot. If it's not accessible, don't worry, just keep bending into that back hamstring, that right hamstring, and reach the arm as though you're going to grab hold of the foot. Doesn't matter if you're not quite there, just have that intention. If you do have hold of the foot, see if you can square your shoulders off to the front of the mat, and then press your foot against your hand a little bit more, and get a bit more spacious in the front of the hip flexor on the right. Find a bit more space into that shoulder on the left. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lovely. Release that left hand down, and then keep that right leg straight. Tuck the toes under, and press into the right foot, lifting up the left knee. Really hug it in, so really sort of feel your front body strengthening here. Look between your hands and step your left foot between your hands, bring your right knee down. Lovely, inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up. Think about bringing that right out hip forwards, left out hip back, so everything's hugging in tightly. You're getting that sort of equalness. And then interlace your hands above your head. Bend at the elbows and bring your hands just towards the nape of your neck. Good, and then release, interlace all the fingers, but release the index fingers, so you've got that Kali Mudra. Keep hugging the low belly in, so the ribs hugging in towards each other, and keeping the hips hugging in towards each other. And then if you can, reach the arms behind you, straightening the elbows, maybe looking up, perhaps sinking forwards a little bit, but try and keep that little bit of engagement, especially in your right glute. Good, so if it's not firing up, see if you can bring that right out hip forwards energetically. Good. Breathe in, really reach the arms back a bit more, just warming up the shoulders. And exhale, come back to center. Both hands down, and step back to downward facing dog. So first downward dog, maybe pedal it out a few times. Just ease into the back of the legs, left and right. Lovely. And then let's come forwards for a vinyasa. So breathe in and come forwards. And then for each vinyasa we're going to do today, we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. So you might want to do that with your knees down. Hug the elbows in, and we're going to take a locust every time, interlacing the hands, okay? So bring the knees down or lower down in one long line, but make sure the elbows are hugging in and grazing the sides of the body as you come down onto your belly. Bring your arms behind you, interlace them, and then come up into a locust, so lifting away from the ground with your upper body and shoulders. The hands come away from the low back. Maybe the soles of the feet touch each other. If you turn them inwards so that the soles touch each other, you'll feel your glutes really engaging, and this will help to protect your low back. So it's a good one for you. This is an excellent one for you, Lou, I think. You should be doing this. Inhale. And exhale, lower down, hands under your shoulders, and press back to a tabletop. Good. Let's take the other side. So stretch the left foot back, lift the left leg up. Good, we're going to come into that bird dog again, so hugging the inner thighs, reach the right arm forwards. Take a breath as you reach forwards and stretch back. Keep the middle of your body stable. And then exhale, bring the elbow and knee. Breathe in, so just 3 times here, stretching forwards. Well done. Breathe out to tap. Lovely, one more time, inhaling. So movement and breath, never forgetting that, exhaling, although we're focusing a lot on the physical, never forgetting the breath. Inhale, lengthen here, and then bend that back knee. Again, reaching around, if you can grab a hold of that foot, great. If not, keep bending into that hamstring and have the action of reaching that front arm back. If you've got a hold of the foot, press the foot against the hand and try and square the shoulders up to the front of the mat. So feeling a slightly different sort of stretch this way, rather than twisting. Lovely. Slowly release that down, right hand down, left foot presses into the mat and lift the right knee up. Lovely, so this is a little bit of a banded charge, a little bit of a core work here. Look between the hands and step the right foot forwards, left knee down. Wonderful, reach the arms up. Good, and then again, imagine bringing that right out hip back now, left out hip forward, so everything's hugging in, you've got that engagement. Back toe can be tucked or untucked, it's up to you. Reach the arms up and bring the palms together and down towards the nape of your neck. Lift the elbows up as high as you can, so really move from the arms, the elbows reaching up. Hug the low ribs in. Interlace the fingers, release the index fingers, and then do your best to straighten from the elbows as you reach the arms back, so stretching into the shoulders. Perhaps sinking down a little bit, but keep that those inner thighs hugging into each other. The right out hip coming back, left out hip forwards. Lovely. And then release. Bring both hands down and downward facing dog. Oh, let's do another vinyasa from here. So inhale, come forwards to a plank. And exhale, lower all the way down onto the mat. Breathing in, hands come behind you, interlace them, find that locust. Maybe the soles of the feet touch, lengthening the back of the neck, reaching back with the toes. And lower down, hands under shoulders, and press back, downward facing dog this time. Lovely. Take a moment just to reconnect with that breath. Lovely, inhale, look forwards, and exhale, you do your journey there, so step or maybe take a hop if you want to, your choice. And fold forwards into this Uttanasana. Maybe bending one knee, bending the other, working through the backs of the hamstrings just a little bit to lengthen them. Folding forwards. Lovely, finding stillness here. And then breathing in, coming up halfway, finding that Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold. Press through the feet, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up to your palms, stretch out the palms, join. Maybe take a standing back bend. So think about lengthening the tailbone down, having that engagement here in your glutes. Engaging through the lower ribs, lifting away, and maybe taking a gentle back bend. So always thinking about protecting that low back. And then come back center, hands to your heart. Lovely, just moving through sun seat, just on the left and right once each. So inhale, reach the arms up, just to warm up and move a little bit more. Exhale, fold forwards. Breathe in, halfway lift. And exhale, hands down, right foot back, right knee down. Lovely, sweeping the arms up as you breathe in. Think about firming the inner thighs and the low ribs together. Exhale, both hands down, step back to plank. Breathe in the plank, and then we're going to take that vinyasa all the way down to the mat. Good, hands come behind you, interlace them. Inhale, find that locust. Really lengthen and straighten through the back body. Lift the feet up, lift the knees. Exhale, lower down, hands under shoulders. Downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Inhale, reach that right leg up. And exhale, step the right foot forwards, left knee down. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, both hands to the front, step the back foot forwards, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Pressing the feet into the mat, roots rise, bring the arms up, touch the palms, maybe a standing back bend. Remember the engagement of the back body. Exhale, come back to center. One more time with the left foot back this time. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forwards. Looking good, everyone. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, left knee down. Lovely, inhale, reach the arms up, sweep them up, hug the inner thighs, square the hips. And exhale, both hands down, step back to a plank. Breathe in your plank, and then as you breathe out, lower all the way down onto the mat. Hug the elbows really close to you. Coming into that locust again, inhaling, coming up, lifting the shoulders away, lifting the legs, keep the legs as straight and strong. And breathe out, lower down. Hands under shoulders, and downward facing dog. Lovely, left leg rises as you breathe in next, inhaling. Exhale, look forwards, left foot forwards, right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, so smooth, steady breath. Exhale, both hands to the front, step back, foot forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Pressing through the feet, reach the arms all the way out to the side, all the way up, join the palms. Lengthen the tailbone down, take that standing back bend. And exhale, hands come through to the heart. Good job. We're going to move through our flow. So start in Tadasana, mountain pose. And bring your attention to the breath flowing in and out from your heart space. A real heart opening practice. Good. Breathe in, reach the arms up. We'll take it slowly the first round as usual. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, go through a vinyasa. Try your best to resist the urge to go to chaturanga and really use this time to take that locust pose. Strengthen through the back body. Exhaling, press back, meeting me in downward facing dog. Good. We're going to start with the left leg this time, simply because it's easier for you to see me. Inhale, reach the left leg up to the sky, because I'll be facing you most of the time. Bend that knee and open the hip. Good. Straight away you're going to come into Wild Thing, Kamakarasana. So bring that left foot behind your right. Maybe bend the hips and then square off the hips up to the ceiling a bit more. That sometimes helps alignment there. Reaching the left arm back behind you, looking towards left fingertips. Take a moment, press into that hand onto the mat, the right hand. And then come back halfway, find that side plank. So lift your side body away from the mat, the right side body, stretching all the way through this left side, opening the ribs here. Lift up the left leg if you want to in a starfish, just an option. Maybe bend the knee of the left leg and look behind, looking at the toes. I know it's a lot. Breathe in, warming up the body for our deeper back bends. Good. Then hug that left knee into your chest. Step the left foot forwards to the top of the mat. Well done. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Easy lunge twist. Good. So reaching up through the left fingertips, pressing back with the right heel. Become stronger in that right leg. And then bring that left hand to the inside of that front foot and turn and pivot on the back foot so that you're now in a side angle pose. Maybe bringing your fingertips up or hand onto a block if you find you need it. So reach the right fingertips up now here. So changing the orientation, breathing in. As you breathe out, bring that right hand behind you, the palm sort of faces away from you, taking a half bind, and reach the left fingertips forwards. Slowly transition into a half moon, so straightening the left knee and reaching the right foot back. Finding that half moon with sort of a half bind here, just to open into the shoulders. And then if you like, if you feel you can bend that top leg as though you're going to take hold of the foot, but not really, just using the hamstrings. So take a moment, just hold it here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Well done. Stay steady in your gaze. Then straighten that back leg. Release the hand all the way down towards the floor. Come into that supported warrior 3 for a moment. And then staying strong in that standing leg. I know it's a long time. Come all the way up to standing. Bringing your hands to your heart just to find that sort of centeredness, that grounded balance. We're going to come into dancer, so stay on that left leg. I know it's probably yelling at you, but don't worry, it's not going to last forever. Grab a hold of the inside of that back foot if you can. Reaching the left arm up, kick the back foot against the hand, and find a little bit of a dancer. So it doesn't matter how far forward you go, keep breathing and looking at something that's not moving. For 3. Well done. 2. And 1. Slowly come back to center. Release the foot. Bend into that right knee. And then send that right leg back. We're going to come into warrior 2. So land the foot so that it's facing the side of the mat. Warrior 2. Lovely. Lifting up the left elbow. Grab a hold of the tricep and just bend that elbow so you're trying to reach your bra strap at the back. Good. Holding it here. And then release your hand from that left elbow and reach it back, taking a peaceful warrior. reversing your warrior, but with the elbow open to the sky. Keep bending into that front knee, so warming everything up. Good. You're gonna hopefully come into King Pigeon or King Dancer later. Good, if you're familiar with those. Come back to center, release into Warrior Two. Windmill the arms. Plant hands back and step that left foot back to three-legged down dog. Well done. Inhale here. And listen up, we're going to take some bandha charges. So exhale, bring that left knee to your left tricep. Lift it as high as you can at the tricep to touch it. Then bring that left knee down towards your left wrist. Down towards your left wrist, I know. Inhale, bring it up to your left tricep. And then cross it over to your right tricep. Lovely, down to your right wrist. Ooh, stay strong in the core. Inhale, up to your right tricep. Over to your left tricep, and then hover down on your right wrist, your left wrist, should I say, for 3, 2, how you doing? 1, and lower that leg down, coming into a pigeon, but stay in a proud pigeon. So heel toe that right foot back, coming into a proud pigeon. So a proud pigeon is upright. Instead of really sinking into that hip, if you can, see if you can press down into that front shin and knee, and maybe your back toe is tucked, and imagine pulling that right out hip forwards, and the left out hip back. So you're going to find yourself lifting, but that will support your low back a lot. Good. If you need a block underneath that front hip, that's fine. Okay. Reach the arms up, just like you did at the beginning in our warm-up. Bend the elbows. And interlace the fingers, but release the index fingers. So this might not feel good for you, Lou, so please just come into whatever pigeon shape is best for your back, all right? Otherwise, if you can, reach the arms back. But still, see how high I am? I'm really working my right out hip forwards, pressing down into my left knee and shin to give myself that support. It takes a lot of strength. Well done for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands down and lower the hip down. Oh. Tuck the back toe under if it's not tucked, and stretch back into three-legged down dog. Oh, inhale here. And let's go through a vinyasa. So exhale, come forwards. Lower all the way down onto the mat. Hands come behind you, interlace them, maybe non-dominant way if you want, with the other arm on, the other fingers on top. Come into that locust pose. Breathe in, and lower down, hands under shoulders, press back to downward facing dog. Don't forget, you can always take a brief child's pose on your way there if you want. You can always do anything you want. You can go to child's pose for the whole class if you like. Ready? Let's do the other side. Take a moment, just reconnect with that breath. Breathe as much as you can into that heart space, as though the breath is going directly there. And exhale, letting it go. Taking that Ujjayi breath if you started, just continuing. Right leg rises this time, so inhale, bring it up to the sky, three-leg down dog. Bend that right knee and open the hip. And then flipping your dog, bringing the right foot behind the left knee, perhaps sinking your hips down. This just helps me to get that alignment of my pelvis up to the ceiling rather than sideways. Reaching the right fingertips behind you. Opening through the front body, have a strong back body, so really press down into the left foot a bit more to engage the left glutes here. Lovely, then come back halfway, find that side plank. But remember, you can do different variations here. You can stack that front foot in front of the back foot, so the right foot comes in front if you like. You can even come down onto your forearms. I know you guys all know that. Maybe a starfish. Lifting that top leg up and bending that knee, looking behind you to look at the right toes. Good, take a moment. Woo. I know, well done Julie. And then lifting that right knee up, hugging the knee into your chest, stepping the right foot forwards. Oh. Finding yourself in this easy lunge twist with the left hand down, stretching the right arm up, hugging the inner thighs towards each other. So keep that engagement, try not to let the hips go all floppy. And then bring that right hand to the inside of the right foot. Turn and pivot on the left foot. Reach the right fingertips up. So finding this side angle. Again, using a block if you need to. Please excuse my back. Reaching the left fingertips up, stretching the right down. Good, and then we're going to make our way to half moon. So taking that half bind, if it's okay for your shoulder, hand just comes behind you. Reaching the right fingertips forwards and slowly coming into half moon. So stacking the left hip on top of the right. Good. If you want to, bend that top knee as though you're going to come into Shavasana using the hamstring muscle. But you're not actually grabbing a hold. I know it's tempting. Let's see if we can get stronger in the hamstrings here. Just otherwise, we rely on our arms to reach back and grab all the time. Lovely. Straighten that leg again. And then bring that left arm up, left arm down to the floor. Fold forwards just for a moment into that supported warrior 3. And then come all the way up to standing. Ooh, balancing on that right leg. Bending the left knee into your chest. Coming into dancer. So bring that left foot behind you, reach around with your left arm, grab a hold of the inside of the foot, right arm stretches up. This might be where you are, that's fine. Otherwise, start kicking the foot against the hand and reach forwards with the right arm. Rather than allowing your left hip to open up, see if you can hug that left out hip down a little bit. It will mean that you don't feel as though you're getting quite as much depth, but I want you to really open more into the hip flexor rather than the side and the back. And then slowly come back to center, taking me a lot of concentration to balance today. And then slowly glide that left leg back, stepping into warrior 2, left foot back, right foot forwards. So finding that warrior 2, I'll turn around now, reaching that right elbow up, bending the elbow, and grabbing a hold just below the elbow where the tricep is, and lengthening the fingertips downwards a little bit more. And then reach the left arm back and lengthen up into that peaceful warrior. I know this feels awkward, so you won't go back as far as you normally do. Just have the lifting from that tricep muscle on the right. Lifting the elbow up. Lovely. Come back to center. Warrior 2. Lovely. And then windmill your arms. Both hands down. Right leg up for 3-leg down dog. Good. Coming into those bandha charges now again. So inhale first. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Good. Breathe in. Right knee, right wrist. Inhale, lift it up. And then cross it over to the left tricep. Really lift it as high as you can. Exhale, down to the left wrist. Lovely. Inhale, lift it up again. And then bring it over to the right tricep. Lower it down and hover it just at that wrist. Maybe it's tapping the wrist. For 3. Press the ground away. Don't let your belly sink. Don't let your low back sink. 2. And 1. Come into that pigeon. So bend into that knee. And heel turn that left leg back. It's nice to be here, isn't it, after that? Alright, coming into the proud pigeon again. So if you need support under your bottom, always use something. Either a blanket or a block. But in any case, press down into the front knee and the shin, and then really engage through the left glute muscle to try and pull that left out hip forwards, right out hip back. But this will protect your low back. Bring the arms up, because sometimes it does feel a bit quirky in your low back here, so if it does, just back out. You don't have to do anything, all right? Bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the nape of the neck. Take a breath in, lift up from the elbows, just like you were doing in Warrior 2. And then reach the arms back. So I'm still working on all of this. Back bends do not come easy to me. So it's always a challenge to teach. Inhale here. And exhale, come back to center. Whew. Hands down. And step back to 3-leg down dog, right leg up. Inhaling there. Whew. And exhale, let's go through a vinyasa, all the way to the floor again. I know you're probably dying to do a chaturanga, some of you. Hands behind you, come up into that locust. This is so beneficial for your body. Lifting the feet up, lengthening the legs back, strong in the quad muscles too. And exhale, lower down, hands under shoulders, and press back through a child's pose. Just pause in that child's pose. It will feel quite nice to round through the back for a moment. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. Good job. So you know where we're going now. We're going to add on a couple of little things and use our straps probably, okay? So hopefully you're feeling a bit warmer anyway, but just go with where you're happy with, because I know it's early in the morning still. Some of you have not long been out of bed. Okay, so starting with the left leg, when you're ready. Inhale, reach that left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips. And then come into that Kamarkarasana, wild thing. Opening up through the front of the body, reaching the left arm back. Breathe in here. And exhale, come back to that side plank. Good, inhale your side plank. And breathe out, maybe lift the top leg up. Maybe stay there, perhaps bend the knee behind you. Maybe reach around with the left hand, grab a hold of the foot and press the foot against the hand. So getting this variation in side plank. It's not easy, so just do your best. Take the variation that suits you. Releasing it now, bending the left foot close to your chest, left foot forwards, coming into that lunge. Right hand down, left arm up, easy lunge twist. And exhale, left hand on the inside of the left foot, right foot pivots, find that side angle as the right arm reaches up. Good, hand comes behind you for that half bind, so right hand behind you. Reaching forwards with left fingertips, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And this time, bending the right knee if you want to, and grabbing a hold of the foot with your right hand if you've got the space. Press the foot against the hand and lift the knee a little bit higher. Finding a bit of spaciousness in the front body. This is a back bend already. Lovely. And then exhale, release. Lower the right hand down, squaring the hips. Good. Next breath in, come all the way up to standing. Take a moment, find that balance in the left leg, hug everything in, engage the core, engage that standing leg. And then come into that dancer pose, Nattarajasana. Bending the right knee, grabbing hold of the inside of the foot if you can. Start to kick the foot against the hand. You can stay upright, fairly upright if you like, or you can start to kick more and lean forwards more. Use your breath and your gaze, your drishti to keep you steady. Lovely. And then slowly release. She says, bend the right knee. Well done. And then reach that right leg back. It's a long time to stay on that standing leg, isn't it? Coming into warrior two. Find your warrior two. How are we doing? Reach the left arm up. Grab a hold as you bend the left elbow. And just reach the left fingertips down the middle of your back. Stay here for a moment rather than taking a reverse. Breathing in. If you want to take the full bind, reach your right arm behind, maybe the fingertips grab a hold, perhaps you don't, maybe you'll hold on to your shirt. Just opening up more, stretching both shoulders. Internally rotating one, externally rotating the other. Lovely. Release the hands, left hand down, this time reach the right arm up and over for reverse warrior. Keep bending into that front knee. And then windmill the arms forwards, both hands down, and reach the left leg back. 3 leg down dog. Lovely, inhale here. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Good, then bring the knee down to the wrist, just tap it. Inhale, lift it back up to the tricep, try and touch the tricep. Cross it over your body to the right tricep. Try your best, tap it. Lower it down, left, right wrist. Inhale up, nice and slow, over to the other side. And then lower it down to the wrist, hold it here, press the ground away, hug the belly in for 3, well done, 2, and 1. Bring that knee down, 4, heel toe that right foot back. Oh, find yourself in this proud pigeon, again with those actions of pressing into the front shin. Grab a hold of your strap. All right. And then you're going to bend the knee, put the strap around your foot. So I'm just using my strap from my yoga mat. Actually, it's easier for me than making a small loop, but if you've got another strap, make a small loop in it. Sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. We'll wait for you if you haven't. So then here, so it's quite important to make sure you're not going to collapse and that your knee's not having any pain. So if you need to have support in that bent knee hip, bring support under it, okay? Makes it far easier. Otherwise, you're going to keep pressing down so that you're actually really actively engaging. So I'm really going to press down and keep bringing that right out hip forwards. My hand goes back so my palm is up. Keep my elbow close to me and then bring my hand with the elbow facing forward, the palm of the hand holding on to the strap. Good. Then reach your other arm up if you can and start to walk your hands back down the strap. You might find you sink a little bit lower. Keep that action of pressing down into the front knee. If you wobble, it's fine. You're human like me. Good. Keep reaching back, maybe walking your hands back. I know this is not a comfortable asana. This is a real good heart opener though. It's quite an advanced pose. So just go where you're happy with. Breathe in and breathe out. I really am in awe of people who can grab hold of their toes, but it's not all about getting there, is it? It's about the journey. Lovely, and slowly release. Oh, take the strap off. I don't know about you, but my left hip, my front hip, oh, both hands down, downward facing dog with 3 legs. Reach that left leg up. Maybe you need to circle the knee and the hip a moment before we go through that vinyasa. You were there a while. And when you're ready, come into that vinyasa or skip it. Wait for me in downward facing dog if you like. Come all the way down. Find that locust pose, that shalabhasana. Reach the arms back. Sometimes it's nice to take a Kali mudra. And exhale, lower down. Hands on the shoulders. Press back through that active child's pose. Just pause there for 1 breath in and out. You did quite a nice deep back bend, so this might feel really nice. Just to catch your breath again. When you're ready, come into downward facing dog. Last side, all right? Reach the right leg up to the sky. Breathe in here. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, flip your dog, find that Kamakarasana. Open up the heart space towards the ceiling, reaching the right arm back. Lovely, next breath, come back to a side plank. So we're going to try your best. If you want to come into star shape, then come into that, otherwise bend the knee, maybe reach around, or hold on to the foot if you can reach it. Press down into that bottom arm. Lovely. Release the foot if you have it. Bend that top knee, step the right foot forwards. Come into that easy lunge twist with the left arm down, right arm up. Breathe in here. Hug that right inner thigh in. And then right hand comes down inside the right foot, left foot pivots. Find your side angle, left arm up, right hand down. Taking that half bind, reaching forwards with the right fingertips, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Good, and again if you want to, you try it on the other side, bend that top knee, reach around, grab a hold of the foot and kick the foot against the hand. Get a nice spaciousness in the side body, keep looking down for balance. It's challenging, I know. Release the foot and then square off hips and shoulders. Supported warrior 3. Come all the way up to standing. Ooh. Bend into that left knee, strong standing leg. And then find that dancer pose. Left knee bends, grab a hold of the inside of the foot, reach the right fingertips up. Start kicking the foot against the hand. Perhaps that enables you to lean forwards with the counterbalance of kicking back and reaching forwards. For 3. Well done. Look at something that's not moving. Keep your breath smooth and steady. And come back to center. Well done. Release. Bend the knee. Reach that left leg back and back and back. Find warrior 2. Left foot back, right foot forwards. Good. Right elbow up. Bend the right elbow. Make sure you're nice and low in that front knee. Walk the hands back behind you and then maybe take that bind if you want, or hold onto your shirt. You can always use a strap here if you want. Just opening up through the shoulders a bit more. Lovely. Then release the left hand back, reach the right arm up and over, find that reverse peaceful warrior. And exhale, windmill the hands, both hands down, three-legged down dog. Inhaling your three-legged down dog, and exhale, knee to tricep, knee to right tricep. Then down towards your right wrist, tapping. Inhale, lift it up as high as you can. Cross it over your body, tap the left tricep, bring it down left wrist. Inhale, lift it up again, and then over to your right tricep. And then down to your right wrist, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Bring that shin down towards the mat, and come back into that high pigeon. You know where we're going now, so if you need support, again under that bent knee hip, if it's better for your back or your knee or your hips or wherever, use it. Otherwise you're going to really press down into the front shin, pull forwards with the left hip, engage the left glutes. Reach back, grab your foot with the strap, and then again you're holding with the palm facing up, hopefully you can see a little bit here, and then hugging the elbow close to you, and then reaching the elbow up, just like you've done in the warm-ups. The other arm comes back to hold the strap. Keep that engagement of hugging the inner thighs towards each other. As the left out hip comes forwards, right out hip goes back a little bit. So really using the strength here. Keep walking the hands back, opening, keeping the elbows hugging in. Try not to let the elbows splay out too much. Rachel will hug them in a bit more. Yeah, you're doing brilliantly. And smile. Breathe. And slowly release. Sometimes doing the things that we least enjoy is probably quite good for us. That's what I've been told anyway. Bring the hands down and step back. Three-leg down dog. Maybe taking circles with the knee and the hip. Ooh. And then moving through a vinyasa again. This is going to be our last vinyasa. So enjoy it. Come all the way through. All the way to the mat. Hands come behind you. Zip the legs up. Come into a strong locust. Reaching the arms back. Lifting the legs. Stretching them back. Engaging through the quads. The calves. Everything's turned on. Breathe in. And lower down. Hands under the shoulders. And press back to a child's pose for a moment. Find your way to this child's pose. And knees together is nice here, I find, because it just gives my back a little bit more of a nice sort of roundedness, gently. Arms can be forward, or if you want to take the shoulders out, reach them back towards your feet. Lovely. Take 2 more breaths here. Breathing into that heart space and breathing out. Finding that smooth, steady breath if, like me, you've lost the breath a little bit. Lovely, next breath. Come back to a tabletop. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And journey away to the top of the mat. Inhale, that halfway lift here, lengthening the back of the body and folding as you breathe out. Press the feet into the mat, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, lengthen the tailbone down, maybe a standing back bend again. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. We're going to do one more. This time it's a King Dancer. So it's just the same as the King Pigeon, but we're going to do it in Dancer. If you think it's not for you, just do another Dancer. Regular Dancer is perfectly fine as well, okay? Because it's quite intense. So grabbing your strap, I'm going to put the loop around the right foot. We'll start on the right foot. And then the same way, so make sure you're really steady and stable in that standing leg, your left leg. Your quad's going to be really engaged, and your big toe mound pressing down a lot. That will help with balance, as well as hugging your belly in, lengthening the tailbone down, keeping strong in your core, the whole cylinder of your core. And then bring your elbows sort of facing forwards, just like you did. Maybe rest here for a moment, just get that stability. And then start to reach that top arm, the left arm back, So this is quite a different sensation from dancer, and I am still learning it, and it's not something that comes easy to me at all. So keep hugging that right out hip forwards, kicking the foot against the strap, elbows hugging in, looking forwards. Sorry, I'm not looking at you. Stay there. I'm going to take a moment just to look. Kick back more. Well done. Lovely balance. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. Oh. Undo the strap from your foot. Reach the arms up a moment. Let's just take a half sun salutation just to fold it out. Ease out through the low back. Bend your knees if you need to. And go too severely into the forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. And fold again. And press into your feet. Reach the arms all the way up. Hands to your heart. Alright, one more side. So strong standing leg on the right, or the left if you did the other way. Round through that big toe mound, engage the quads, the length and the tailbone down. Everything's really hugging in to support you. And then the strap goes around the foot, so I like to have it around the sole of the foot. And then you've got the palm facing up and the elbow hugging in. And then you just reach that arm back, elbow points up just like you were doing in your warm-up, and just start to walk the hands back. And if you're still quite upright with it, notice how my knee's going out to the side, hug the knee in. And then start to maybe kick the foot back. Keep lifting up with the elbows, perhaps trying to walk the elbows further back, hugging the elbows towards each other. Good. Think about engaging through that standing leg glute a lot. Good for 3, well done. 2, beautiful everyone. Looking good. 1, lower down, well done. Move. Hope your back's okay with that. Lower down, release. Oh, goodbye strap. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Heel toe the feet just about wider than hip width. Bend your knees and fold forwards. Oh. Good. So maybe bring them into hip width apart. Bring your right hand behind your right calf and hold on to the front of your left shin. And then do the same with your left arm. Bring it behind the left calf and hold on to your right shin. So you've got this nice forward fold, but your knees will be probably bent and you're holding on to your shins. Can you see me? Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. I know it's difficult when I'm trying to explain it. It's much easier in real life, isn't it? One day we'll be there together again, thank goodness. Relax the neck. And just let your breath get a little bit smoother and steadier in this inversion. Starting to calm down the nervous system. So one thing about heart openers is that they really sort of give you a bit of energy. So a good thing to do in the morning, perhaps do less of them in the evenings. Forward folds are said to bring us a bit more inwards and calm the nervous system more. Good, and then release your hands. Just bring them towards the floor and heel toe your feet out as wide as your mat, toes pointing out, heels in, and sit down into a Malasana yogi squat. If you want to use a block under your bottom, that's fine. You can do that. Bring your elbows to the insides of your knees. This really just helps me to focus on hands coming towards my heart and lengthening all the way from my tailbone up to the crown of my head, getting nice along the spine. So not finding that I'm being forced forwards. If you want to have a little bit more in your shoulders, you can bring that right arm the inside of the right knee, and maybe the left arm comes behind you and you join both hands in that bind, or perhaps the right hand down, left arm up. You don't have to, it's just an option. If you've got that option, whatever option with your arms, just switch sides, come on to the other side, balance it all out. And then come back to center and simply lower your hips down onto the mat and bring your legs out to the side. Oh. Alright, we're just going to finish off with a couple of stretches and an inversion. Alright, so obviously if you need to do more after this, you can. So we're going to come into a nice side body stretch. You know I like this one. So I'm going to start with my right shoulder, so I might not be mirroring you. So just reaching my right shoulder down. Keep trying to ground through the left hip a little bit and reach your left arm up and over. So my right hand's coming towards my left thigh and my left arm might touch my toe. It might not. You might prefer to bring your elbows to either side of your head and rest your elbows onto a block or your knee, as long as you're feeling a nice stretch here in the side body. And you'll feel a bit more intensity if you consciously try and ground through that left hip a little bit more. I know it's nice to go really deep, but sometimes you find more benefit of the actual openness and stretch. So working with the heart openers and that breath, can you see if you can breathe into the muscles in between the ribs, the intercostal muscles on that left side, to really create a bit more space for your breath to expand the ribs, filling the lungs up as much as you can on that side. Smooth, steady breaths, consciously done, is really going to help with heart opening, whether it's on a physical level or whether it's on an energetic level. Lovely. One more breath here. Breathe in and exhale. Slowly come back up to center. Just pause in the middle. Let your body get a little bit more right back where I am. And then take the other side straight away. So whatever variation you did, we're going to do the same on this side. So you don't always need to do exactly the same thing. So I encourage you to try a different variation sometimes. Again, if your hip's lifting up, mine is a little bit, I'm going to back out, see if I can ground that hip a bit more, just so I get a bit more spacious in that left side. And then breathe in the right side. Breathe into the right side ribs again. Consciously aware of that expansion and stretch of those muscles in between your ribs that do tend to tighten as we get a little bit older, unfortunately. Just take a few more breaths here. Lovely, one more breath, breathing in and breathing out. Next breath in, come back to center. And then coming forwards into this lovely wide leg forward fold. Walking your hands forward. So if you like to have a block there, if this is difficult for you, or if your hamstrings have just had enough, you can always bend your knees and come forwards. Or you can straighten your knees and just rest your chin down. You can take a nice easy fold, or you can make it as intense as you like. Having this nice counter of the forward fold, no matter how you do it, legs wide or legs together or knees bent. And just connect with that breath again, breathing in and out. See if you can bring your attention to the back of your body where the kidneys are and your back body rising and falling as you breathe. So that you're consciously sending the breath into the back of your lungs. The back of the heart. Relax through the shoulders and the jaw. Relax the brow. And then slowly bring your hands up. Lovely. Walk back up. Bring your knees in towards each other. Just hug your knees in. If your legs are out straight, give yourself a little bit of a loving squeeze. And we're going to just take a minute just to do a inversion. So you can take whatever inversion you like. If you want to practice with a headstand, that will probably, it's not that long to do it. If you want to take legs up the wall, lying on your back, just reaching the legs up, just to slow down the nervous system just for a minute. Or if you want to take a shoulder stand, go there as well. I'm going to take legs up the wall. I know you all know where you're going, so just give yourself probably about 12 breaths in this inversion posture. Really consciously breathing into the sides, the back, and the front of the lungs, the whole circumference of your lungs that surround your heart. Expanding the space in which your heart lives. And just taking this time just to slow it all down. Staying in the present with breath if you can. Giving yourself this time to nourish yourself. And wherever you are in your inversion, slowly start to ease out of it. If you've taken a headstand, find a child pose and rest there for a couple of breaths. Shoulder stand, you might have wanted to take a halasana with your legs behind you, that's fine. Legs up the wall, maybe hug the knees in into Apanasana. Maybe rock the lower spine, I quite like to do this. Take circles with my knees one way and the other. After a deep back bending. When you're ready, wherever you are, making your way onto your back. I'm going to come into a final twist for our Shavasana. Come into cat's pulling its tail, which is a yin twist. I'm not going to hold it for that long, but it is one of the poses we use as a twist in yin. So straighten out your right leg and bring your left knee across your body towards the right side. And then either stay here or straighten that left leg out to the side and grab a hold of the foot. You can stay here and turn your gaze towards the back fingers, the left fingers, or you can bend that right knee and maybe reach down, grab a hold of the right foot. And then turn your gaze over towards the left so that your left side of the head is trying to touch the mat. So this is quite an intense stretch, a twist. It's quite a nice way to stretch through the hamstrings, a little bit of the IT band, getting a twist through the whole body. Trying to heavy both shoulders if you can. So if you find the shoulders lifting up and you're all uneven and it doesn't feel right, just go back a step, try the different steps. Soften your breath if you're still doing the Ujjayi breath. Wonderful, and then slowly if you've got hold of the feet, let go of them, come all the way back to center. Just pause and find that middle ground, Apanasana, hug the knees in again. And then straighten the left leg, hold on to the right knee, pull it across your body towards the left. And then take whatever option you did on the other side. So cat pulling its tail, the full variation is holding the outstretched leg with your opposite arm and the back bent leg, foot. And then heavying both shoulders and turning your gaze to look in the opposite direction. And just take a few moments, should I say, in this twist. One more breath here, breathe in. And exhale, release the top leg, release the bottom leg, come back to the center. Hug the knees in one last time, give yourself a little bit of a loving squeeze. Take any little movement you need to finish your practice before you find your Shavasana. And because you've been working on back bends, it's quite nice to have a support underneath your knees. Blanket can go on top of you, obviously, it's very lovely to do that. Find a few moments in your day just to find that peace. So I usually like a couple of blocks just under my knees to ease off through my low back. Settle everything down, maybe lift the back of the shoulder blades up and then lower them down. Lift the hips, lower them down. Everything has a nice little wiggle. Arms as wide as you feel safe. Feet, just let them fall out to the side. Shavasana. I wish I could stay with you. I have another class in 25 minutes. Just a little bit of a quote by somebody I've not heard of before, Nikita Gill, who wrote that. It's called Heartfelt. She wrote, "Your heart beats approximately 104,000 times in a day. And each one of those heartbeats is far too valuable to waste on comparing yourselves to another. You were given your heart's unique rhythm to dance to your very own beat, not to the beating of anyone else's heart, just your own." Thank you for joining me, and I'm